You hear them at work, those hushed conversations by the water cooler. Someone complaining about the manager's decision, another person criticizing a colleague's presentation skills. You might even find yourself joining in, nodding along, adding your own complaints to the mix. It feels good in the moment, doesn't it? That sense of connection, that validation that you're not alone in your frustration. But what if all this complaining is actually making you miserable? I was sitting with a friend last week when he launched into a 10-minute rant about his coworker. He's always late to meetings, never prepares properly, and somehow still gets credit for our team's success. My friend's face grew redder with each grievance. When he finally paused to take a breath, I asked him how long he'd been feeling this way. About 2 years, he admitted. 2 years of accumulated resentment. 2 years of mental energy spent focusing on someone else's shortcomings. 2 years he'll never get back. The habit of complaining about others is so deeply ingrained in our social fabric that we rarely question it. We criticize politicians over dinner, gossip about celebrities online, and dissect the flaws of our friends and family behind their backs. This behavior feels natural, even bonding. Yet it's a trap that keeps us stuck in a cycle of negativity and prevents our own growth. Seneca, the ancient Stoic philosopher, wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." When you complain about others, you're often suffering twice, once from the actual situation and again from your continuous mental replaying of it. Your brain loves to solve problems. When you focus on other people's flaws, you create an unsolvable puzzle. You can't change them. Marcus Aurelius understood this when he wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Consider this truth: every minute you spend complaining about someone else is a minute not spent improving yourself. Psychology professor Jordan Peterson puts it bluntly in his book, 12 Rules for Life. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. This doesn't mean you must be perfect before having opinions. It means understanding that directing energy outward in complaints is often easier than directing it inward for growth. The habit of moaning about others creates several problems in your life. It keeps you in victim mode. When you're constantly focusing on how others are affecting you negatively, you surrender your agency. You position yourself as someone things happen to, not someone who makes things happen. It blinds you to your own contribution. In most difficult interactions, you play some role. Psychologist Alfred Adler noted that we often criticize in others what we refuse to see in ourselves. It damages your relationships. People intuitively sense when they're being judged. Your complaints create invisible barriers between you and others. It deteriorates your mental health. Studies show that complaining releases the stress hormone cortisol, which damages your physical and psychological well-being over time. I watched this play out with my brother after his divorce. For a year, he spent every conversation criticizing his ex-wife. His anger seemed justified. She had betrayed his trust in significant ways. Yet as the months passed, I noticed something troubling. While she moved forward with her life, he remained stuck in bitterness, unable to create the new beginning he deserved. The turning point came when he read Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. Frankl, who survived Nazi concentration camps, wrote, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." My brother realized his complaints weren't punishing his ex, they were punishing him. This doesn't mean ignoring genuine problems or never expressing frustration. It means being intentional about where you direct your energy. Ask yourself these questions when you feel the urge to complain about someone. What am I hoping to gain from this complaint? If it's just to vent or seek validation, consider whether there might be a more productive outlet. Is this a pattern for me? Do I regularly complain about this person or similar situations? Patterns reveal areas where you might need personal growth. What part of this situation can I control? Focus your energy there instead of on the aspects you cannot change. What might I learn if I assumed responsibility here? Even if you're only 1% responsible for a difficult situation, that 1% is where your power lies. The writer Ryan Holiday, drawing from Stoic philosophy, suggests we practice the discipline of perception. intentionally choosing how we interpret events and people. When someone irritates you, you can see them as an obstacle to your happiness or as an opportunity to practice patience and understanding. This shift isn't easy. Complaining provides immediate emotional relief. It bonds us with others. It temporarily boosts our self-esteem by positioning us as more competent, moral, or enlightened than the target of our complaints. Giving up this habit requires finding healthier ways to meet these needs. Start small. The next time you feel the urge to criticize someone behind their back, pause. Ask yourself what need this complaint is serving. Are you seeking connection? Find it through shared interests instead of shared disdain. Are you feeling powerless? Identify one aspect of your life where you can take meaningful action today. Buddhist teacher Pema Chodron suggests we start where we are. Acknowledge the habit without judgment. Notice when it appears. Each time you catch yourself before engaging in it, you strengthen new neural pathways. Remember that your attention is your most precious resource. What you focus on grows. When you stop spending mental energy on others' flaws, you discover how much capacity you have for your own growth and enjoyment of life. My friend who complained about his coworker for 2 years eventually decided to change teams. On his last day, his coworker gave him a thoughtful gift and a card expressing how much he had learned from working together. My friend was stunned. "I had him all wrong," he told me later. "Or maybe I was so focused on his weaknesses that I never saw his strengths." How many connections, insights, and opportunities have you missed while focusing on what you don't like about others? How might your life change if you redirected that energy toward your own development? The philosopher Epictetus, once a slave who found freedom through his mind, said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Your complaints change nothing except you. They change how you see the world, what you notice, and what you miss. They change your brain chemistry and your relationships. They change the amount of joy available to you in any given moment. Choose wisely where you place your attention. It's the most important choice you make every day.